Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to play Limerence in Moonlight. A Yandere Danes in Punch. Let's begin! About vampires. In the same dream every night. It always starts the same way. There's a tall man. He has light gray hair. He seems to be apologizing to me. Beg me for something. I can hear what he's saying, but I don't understand the language. The dream is always the same. He calls out to me, a large smile plastered across his face. I collapse. He runs to my side. I can't tell what he says, but he screams out to someone that isn't me. He calls me a name I don't recognize. I never made it past that part. Wait. What is my name? YN. Because we're being lazy. Oh, I'm YN. But what am I? Please select your pronouns. She, her. Oh yeah, I'm a girl. Buzz. 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 10 more minutes, please. I groan, rolling over in my bed, trying to ignore the buzzing. The buzzing reverberates off the small nightstand. The sound is faint, but I could still hear it. The small buzz grows into a much louder, more noticeable noise. I can almost ignore it, but now it's getting kind of annoying. Sorry, my allergies are killing me. Oh crap, it's my alarm! I'm late for class! I spring out of bed with enough force to hit the ceiling. Rubbing my eyes, I look around my room frantically, quickly throwing on what I wore the night before. I grab my favorite jacket and rush out the door. I don't have time to freshen up today. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I half sprinted down the street before I checked the time. It's 9 a.m., 30 minutes late to my first class. I must have missed so much. Wait, no I haven't. It's only the first day. I can't panic yet. Sometime later. I'm almost at school. It's okay if I'm a little late. It's not that I'll miss anything important. Continuing down the sidewalk, I realized I had forgotten my headphones. It's too late to head back now. I'm already late, running late. Yeah, by longer 30 minutes now. I really don't want to be known as the girl that came fashionably late on the first day. First impressions matter. I think we're already at that point. I wasn't too worried about the rest of my classes, though. However, the professor, on the other hand, was a different story. If the professor likes me, I'd like to get away with some things. I passed by a lamppost that's halfway between the university and my house. The lamppost stands tall, towering above the street, looming in all too comforting manner. I have so many memories of meeting with friends here. In fact, I was supposed to meet May and Finian, but I'm way too late for that now. We had planned to walk together this morning, but I clearly had other plans. Yeah, sleeping. I continued down the sidewalks until I arrived at the college. That's when I noticed other students also arriving late. They don't look half as frantic as I am, though. They calmly walk towards the gate, noses buried deep into their phones. Today was supposed to be exciting, but I made it stressful. I mean, classes have different hours, not everyone has the same class at the same time. I'm supposed to be walking down these gates with my best friends, not alone. I step for the sizable iron gate, and the university unfolds before me. I still can't believe I got into the same university as my friends. I glance around and look at the university up and down. It was more modern aesthetic, but with it mostly being made of glass windows lining the walls. I only think one building was like that where I went to college. It must get really warm inside when it's summer. And it was a library. Looking back in front of me, the lively walkway danced as it spun towards the entrance. My vision wasn't completely clear as I entered the school. The air felt different here. A much more daunting and heavy atmosphere befalling me. Lights spill through the uncovered glass windows across the tilted floors, the rays of sunlight painting along the sides of the walls. Sunlight passes by my eyes like a car window as I walk the hallway to my first class. A overwhelming anxiety creeps into my heart as I step in front of the closed door and prepare myself to be stared at. I was late after all. It's okay, everyone is late sometimes. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. I hope Finn is already here. I step forward, gripping the flat handle in my hand, preparing myself one last time, and open the door to the classroom. It's almost blinding as the sunlight from the windows covers my vision. Oh, I like the fade. My eyes adjust to the new light. I notice my professor sitting in front of the class at her desk. She appears to be the lesson planning for the upcoming week. Glancing around the sitting area, I spot two bright blue eyes already looking at me. It's Finn. Once he rises, he gestures for me to sit beside him. Glaring around him again, I notice everyone present is scribbling away, nose deep in their notepads. Thank whatever God there is for Finian. Finian is my friend. We met through our best friend, Layla, back in middle school. He used to be shy. He would only talk to Layla and I, but with our help, he started to open up. Now he has friends outside of our small group. Sometimes it makes me sad because he doesn't always have time for us anymore. Hey, now that he's opening up a little bit more, it's thanks to us and Lila, right? I'll be happy. I'm glad, though. I have some more friends, that is. It's my first steps towards the singing area, trying not to draw too much attention to myself. That would be embarrassing, but Finn saved me a seat, which saves me the embarrassment of having to find one. When I entered the singing area, I could hear some classmates chatting away. Guess not everyone is being studious. Well, it's the first day. It's normally syllabus day. As I reached the seat that Finn had saved for me, I placed down my bag and take a seat. I look over towards Finn. He stares back at me. A familiarity in his eyes that only childhood friends can share. Sometimes I swear I've known him since longer than middle school. Maybe we did. Did you sleep through your alarm? We were getting kind of worried when you didn't show. I had to stop May from splinting to your house. He chuckles and I join in, remembering May's eccentric behavior. Almost, however, it won today. I'm sorry I wasn't there. Finian fights back a laugh and smirks. I told you not to stay up all night playing visual novels with May. I want to be isekai. She was practically squealing this morning when she told me about you reading lines from it. We have to feed each other's delusion. No one does the voices like she does. May just understands me like that, and I get her too. I joke, and Finian chuckles as he flips the back cover to his notepad, handing me a page. Okay, this is our, wait. I thought today will be, syllabus day. My pen broke. Transformations, diagrams, or math. I didn't sign up for math. The page is full of notes from the lecture, written from front to back and completely covered in neat handwriting. And little drawings. Some of the ink seemed to be smeared, likely when it was flipped. There was a few things scribbled here and there, but they were crossed out. I took these for you since you were running late. I hope you can read them. Yeah, I can read it, but I'm tipping out. I don't like math. He winks at me before going back to scribbling on his notepad with his pen. Fenian has always been considerate of me. When I need something, he always shows up for me, even if it's inconvenient. I called him sometimes at 3 a.m., and he always answers. He never really complains about it. Not even to our mutual friends. Probably because he likes us. I know he's one of our love interests. Sometimes I wonder how he puts up with me and myself. We both kind of a handful, to put it nicely. But, I think we have 2 vampire love interests, too. He's the human. He must really like me. Or he really likes me. I think he likes us. I chuckled to myself. Of course he doesn't. We weren't his type. Are you sure? I start copying the notes in his hand, and he handed to me when he reaches out and stops me. No, I have another one. Don't worry about giving it back. Did you write down the lecture 2 times? Both hands. Yeah, one for me and one for you. Make sure to take care of it. He teases and I chuckle, picking up the pages as it flips backwards. Fenian grins at me before he buries himself back into his notebook. It's always at this moment I realize. It was at this moment I realized he had a textbook open. He was answering a whole bunch of questions. And I glanced into his notebook. It seems neatly written, numbers down the line page of his page. I glance at his notebook to see neatly written numbers down the line side of his page. I take my gaze back towards the textbook and notice that both sides of the open book have paragraph-long questions. I didn't have a textbook, and Finian was almost finished with the questions. I must decide to wait until he finished. If I decide not to, that would be rude. He's already done so much for me today alone. I can't ask him to give me his textbook too. Gently I place my hands on the table, grasping the edge, and as I begin to push myself backwards, Finian stops me, a knowing look in his eyes. I'm sorry I forgot to give you this. He pulls a textbook from beneath his own, pushing it gently towards my side of the table. I really opens this correct page. Seriously, did you just buy me my textbook too? He points towards the note he gave me and looks into my features, examining them to gauge my reaction. Did he think he was doing too much? I think he thinks he's doing too little. Make sure to go over the notes first, okay? You won't understand the questions if you don't. Unless we're math whiz, which I'm not. Oh, okay, I will. Thank you, Finn. He grins at me, cocking his head to the side, perfectly groomed blonde hair falling to over his face. He's a very beautiful man, but he doesn't seem to be too interested in relationships. He's always doing a family business. Maybe he doesn't have time. Thank you for always looking out for me. I really appreciate you, Finn. Nobody looks out for me like you. I show him a genuine smile. Finian's eyes widen, a soft shade of pink creeping over his face. Avoiding eye contact, he tries to hide his face with his hair as he goes back to answering questions. It's almost like he wants to disappear after I point that out. It's really no problem, Wyan. I'll always be here for you, even after I die. Okay, you are Yandere too. Guarantee it. Don't say stuff like that before I can finish the bell's rings, signaling for to the class that it's time to go to my next class. Everyone begins to pack their things neatly in their bags. It droves my classmates begin to stand and walk towards the door, moving to their next class. They exit the door calmly. No one seemed in a rush. My classmates seem to be calm, unlike in high school. When I look back towards Finian, he's already standing with a bag slugged over his shoulder. His posture isn't his usual one of confidence. He seems to be pondering something. He looks at me expectantly, waiting for me to stand and pack my things. I close the page of notes he made for me in the back of my notepad. I totally slide it into the back of my bag. I don't want my notepad to get crushed with all my books I definitely have by the end of the day. After I finish packing my belongings, Finian hesitates for a moment before looking into my eyes as he gathers the resolve to speak to me. His face seemed to glow red, his eyes examining mine as he thought of how to correctly word what he was about to say, but he seems to change his mind in favor of asking something else. Hey, Ryan, do you still want me to walk you to your next class? Do you want Finian to walk you to your next class? I'm gonna go with no. I think we might be able to find our Yandere if we say no. I have to manage some things alone, Finn. You can't always do everything for me. Finn seems dejected, hurt even, but he doesn't protest. I really shouldn't rely on him too much. He looks me over and gauges that I'm serious. He turns around to leave, but he doesn't. He turns back towards me. Are you sure you didn't tour the school? You didn't tour the school. Oh, I'll find a way. He's right, I didn't tour the school. But the layout of the school isn't too hard to figure out. The way the school is set up, it should be no problem finding my way around. I shouldn't get lost. I did tour my actual college. Yeah, go ahead. Isn't your class on their side in the school? It is, but you wanted me to walk you to class. If you wanted to walk me to class, then it doesn't matter to me. Ashley McGuire, he always does things like this. So self-sacrificing. Because he likes us. Get to class, Finn. I half scolded and half joked. He laughed to himself. He turns around and disappears into the hallway. I start walking towards the corner. This would normally be where I listen to music, but I didn't grab my headphones today, so I'm stuck listening to my fellow classmates as they walk to their way to class. Me and my fellow classmates buried themselves in their phones, causing them to bump into each other. I chuckled to myself. That's probably how they met their significant other. I would also soon be on my phone once I learn the layout of the school. Turning the corner, I notice a familiar-looking man. Walking towards him, he doesn't seem to notice me until I'm right beside him. He jumps a little, not expecting to see someone standing next to him. He's tall, towering over me, which causes him to dip his head slightly to look at me. He takes in all my features before he speaks. Okay, this is the one I'm gonna try to go for. Hey, I didn't see you coming. This is one of our love interest. He blushes slightly. After speaking to me, his voice sounded soft. It was a little scratchy, almost like he hasn't spoken in a while. It sounds painful, to be honest. Hey, I'm Wyan. Nice to meet you. I came over because you looked familiar. He seems to realize that he hasn't told me his name. Well, introduce himself. He looks away from me and scratches the back of his head. That must be a nervous tick of his. Oh, yeah, I'm... Takuto? His voice shakes slightly as he speaks to me, and we continue walking and realize that we must have the same class because he hasn't changed direction since we started walking together. We walk in front of our classroom door and enter. He starts walking towards the back middle row. I decide to sit next to him. I swiftly make my way over towards the conjoined table and sit next to him. I drop my bag on the floor, resulting in an audible thump, and take out my notepad, place it on the table, and turn towards Takada. Examining his features, he doesn't seem to have noticed me yet. He's focused on looking into his bag, seeming to be pondering what colored notepad to use for this class. Deciding to break the silence, I speak to him. So, we have the same class? No, we just followed him. Looking up from his bag, he makes eye contact with me. He examines me, knowing that I have decided to sit with him. He hesitates for a moment before leaning closer and softly speaking to me. Yeah, I guess we do. He answers short and bluntly, his voice low again, like he hasn't spoken much aside from when I spoke with him. It must be lonely not talk to someone on a regular basis. I can't even imagine what my life would be like without May or Finn. And Finn. He mumbles something I can't quite hear. I didn't expect you to sit so close to me. I didn't expect you to sit so close to me. Wait, I do know you. Aside from the hallway, you saved me from the attack a few days ago. A vampire attack? I'm sorry for running away after. I was so scared I couldn't help myself. Flight or flight, I guess. Am I right? Okay, what did he save us from? A vampire attack? I let out a forced chuckle inside. Man, this is awkward. He's probably wishing I would leave him alone. I should have stayed back and thanked you instead. Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Any decent person would save someone in need. His voice is still soft, but he seems to be more comfortable talking to me now. I gaze towards his features. He's slightly blushing. I don't want to look too hard at him just yet. We only just met. Well, that man wasn't. You were very brave for that. I think he would have killed me if you didn't step in when you did. It's like, what did the man try to do to me? Did he try to bite me on the neck? I shyly laughed. After the mention of my attacker, Takada seems to tense slightly, as if the mention of the man was painful for him to hear. He groaned before saying, "He was a pain in my ass." He looked away from me, a far-off stare taking over his features as he looks out of the large window on the far side of the room. The window is large. It almost took over the whole room. Takada lets out a yawn as he begins to stretch, his arms in the air, and then he looks back at me. Yeah, you could say that. Well, you don't have to worry about him anymore. I took good care of him. He's 6 foot under. Stake in the heart. Takada's eyes suddenly turned a shade darker, an unrecognizable glow in his eyes. His arms come back down and rest at his sides. He looks over my face and seems to blush again, looking into my eyes. Did I just imagine that? Yeah, it must have been the fluorescence. Okay, so I want to see the eye change. I started to look closer to his face. It seems I noticed he had dark red eyes. They matched the dye in his hair, contemplating its already dark parts. Complimenting. Yeah, because he's a vampire. I think I see the veins right here. Or that might be tattoos, and maybe I think he does have veins. He had 5 piercings that I could see. Looking over him, it's apparent that he doesn't sleep well. This vampire doesn't need sleep. Dark circles plague his already pale face, causing them to contrast against it. He got arrested? Yeah, we could say that. Don't ask questions, I asked, and Takada smirked at me, looking away from my face. You could say that. I'm gonna say stake to the heart and other things to make him not move, not come out of the grave. Takada's face was almost too beautiful. His gaze brought me a strange feeling of comfort, something other than just a fresh face. I almost couldn't help myself to look away from him, and when I finally did, I could still feel his gaze on me, but I didn't feel weird. I feel afraid. He has an aura about him that was really drawing me in, or maybe it was that I hadn't noticed that he was leaning towards me. I realized I haven't been staring at him. I glance back down at my notepad and start writing something, anything to save me from this awkward encounter. Staring at a man I just met, it's like I'm ogling him. Holy crap! That was too long to be staring. This was too long to be staring at him. Oh, that means we're staring at him. I feel my cheeks growing warmer. No doubt that they're beet red right now. I can't believe myself. Staring at Finian is fine. I know him. But staring at someone I just met is crazy behavior. I feel my cheeks grow warmer with every second. If Takada sees my face, he might get the wrong idea. He might. Suddenly Takada cuts off my self-conscious thoughts. As he speaks, he sounds much more comfortable than when I first met him. His voice rings out as he speaks. I was staring too. He says, reassuring me. I look back at him. His cheeks are stained with dark red, but he doesn't break eye contact with me, as if he's trying to gauge my reaction as he's staring at me. Yeah, he's very red. It doesn't make it even any less awkward, as he was staring at too, but it doesn't stop my cheeks from burning red. Well, anyway, thank you again for saving my life. I couldn't look at Takada for long enough to see his features respond, because after I finished my sentence, the professor calls for everyone's attention. Since today is our first day together, I'd like you all to share with the class your favorite book. Going around the class, everyone, one by one, would tell the class their favorite book. Not a single classmate seemed to be excited about it, but they all complied. Some were growling about having to do the first day activities again, in their class calling it lame. What's your favorite book? I am just gonna go with something that's close by. And yes, I'm literally have been reading this. The Journey to the West. It's my favorite book of all time. I reread it countless times. I've been planning on making May listen to me read it over the call. She doesn't seem to be giving in yet, but eventually she will. Oh, I could have done Aragon. Or Percy Jackson. In our series that, technically I could probably done a Shuriken. Just not a certain author that should not be named. Oh, she will. The chain reaches Takada, and he says, "The journey to the west." Okay, Takada, you just copied me. You literally just copied me. Guess no way you were gonna say Journey to the West too. No way, he has the same taste as me. At least there's something to bond over that won't make things awkward. Yeah, Sun Wukong. Bonding over Sun Wukong. Before I can even reply to what he just said, the book sharing chain reaches me. I hesitate for a moment before saying, "A journey to the west." After the rounds around, After the rounds around the room finish, my professor says that he doesn't have anything planned for class today, so everyone can do what they like. Yes, some respite after this morning. I decide to doodle in my notepad for this class. I can't say that I'm a great artist, but I like to sketch some things from here and there. Pulling a neatly placed pen from my bag, I silently tear open the top. I glide the tip of the pen across the paper in a swift motion, drawing my fictional crush. I can't but steal a glance at Takada. He's reading a book, but he doesn't seem to have a cover. It's currently not Journey to the West because he would have to have 4 volumes. Maybe he took off the dust jacket. Either way, I watch his features as his eyes follows the words line by line. He appears as though he's drinking every word. He seems to focus on the page, and when he goes to flip to the next, he looks at me. Do you like what you see? Yes. I avoid looking into his eyes. Why look when I know that my face is beet red? Why would he be openly flirting with me? We just met. How do I even respond to that? I want to ask him why he chose Dirty West like I did. Who does he think he is? I mean, it's not bad. Really? You already read this one? I just started it. The bell chimes. The moment the bell hits my eardrums, I begin feverishly pack my things. Half because I'm excited to meet up with May for lunch, and half because I want to get as far away from Takada as possible. This is Journey to West thing. I'll never let it go. I just grabbed it from my pile of books. It's not that I don't like him. It's just way too awkward. I really thought he was flirting with me, but he doesn't talk about what he's been reading. Lion, would you like to go? Before he could finish, I come off. I really don't want him to realize I thought he wasn't talking about books. God, Lion, you're so tense sometimes. Sorry, I got someone to meet with. Tomorrow? Takada nods slightly, signaling for me that it's time to get the heck out of here. I make my way out of the classroom and dash towards the cafeteria. Passing by my fellow classmates, all buried deep into their phones, seemingly unbothered by other people bumping shoulders with them, I can't help but regret leaving my headphones again. It was my fault that I had almost missed my alarm. Just not listening to music on the way really is torture. Okay, I think that's her. As I round the corner towards the cafeteria, make my way towards the hallway, some dark purple hair comes into view. It's May. And she's our other love interest. Much like our classmates, she's scrolling on her phone. Oops. She is probably checking her socials. She's always checking her socials. I think that's everyone checking their socials. Or texting. May always obsessed over what her followers are saying about her post. My pace quickens as I approach her. Her face locked onto her phone, typing away. The closer I get to her, I notice that Finyan is not with her yet. May! I call out to her, and her head whips around my direction. Her blue eyes focus on me. Lion! I slam into her as I hug her tightly. It hasn't been been that long since I'd seen her in person. Yeah, last night. But I still missed her nonetheless. She snakes her arm around me and squeezes hard. We hug for a brief moment before she pushes off my body and looks at me. Ready to eat lunch? Yeah, I could really use some food. We begin walking over, making our way towards the table that May has chosen for us to sit at. We don't usually have to bring our lunch, let alone pay for it, since Finian's housekeeper packs 2 extra for us. I met someone today. His name is Takada. He saved me from an attack a few days ago. Small world, huh? Oh, I'm glad he was there to save you. May pauses for a moment, comprehending what I just told her. Wait, why didn't you tell me you got attacked? Honestly, I didn't want to worry about it because I'm safe. It was also recent. Well, is he hot? Yes. Yeah, he's hot. Well, maybe you can join our group soon. Maybe I think you would like him. He's an emo. I ponder on Takada joining our group. He and May might make a good couple. They have such similar style. They would look good together. I claim him though. Their purple and red would contrast well. At least I think they would. May finally getting a boyfriend would actually be revolutionary. Oh yeah, the other day, while I was studying, I opened the window to my room to get some fresh air in, but I forgot. I was so forgetful that I didn't close it. I really went to sleep with the window open. May's face drops from her carefree smile. She looks at me with such a worry pain across her face. I almost feel bad for telling her. Are you serious? Her face reads as being in the middle of anger and worry, her nose scrunching up in a slight pout. Yeah, I slept all night with it open. I didn't realize until I woke up the next day. May was about to respond when a familiar face sat down next to me. I look over and notice Finian, comfortably sitting next to me, reaching into his bag to pull out all the lunches that were packed for us. Are you guys ready to see what Warren packed for you today? Warren is Finn's live-in cook and my favorite housekeeper. She always makes sure we eat something she made for us before we leave when we visit Fian's house. Fian doesn't ask her to make extra lunches for us. She does it because she wants to. Heck yeah, I'm ready. Warren always gives me a good fix. Oh, she's drooling. Fian gently slides the Tupperware containing May's lunch in front of her. As soon as the Tupperware box is in front of May, she whips the top open to reveal her lunch. It's 4 neatly placed pieces of pizza with a cup of ranch neatly tucked in the corner. Looking back at her face, delight is plastered across her delicate features. I haven't had ranch on pizza since elementary school. Finn then places my Tupperware container in front of me. Mine is packed with what do I really want to eat? I'll just go pizza too. You know, thick, I ordered the tomato. I begin to dig into the pizza. Every bite seems to melt in my mouth as I devour my food. I look over towards Finian. A proud expression passes across his features. Finian gazed at me for a moment before asking. I heard from a friend of mine, in your class, that you were talking to some guy. Oh yeah, his name is Takada. I explained the same as I told May, catching Finian up to speed. May then spoke up. As I was trying to say before, do you want me to spend the night? May looks confident, a gleam in her eye. She seems excited in the anticipation of a night of fun and visual novels binging. But before I could even answer her question, wait, I'm sorry, I can't actually spend the night tonight. Why? Well, I have a stream scheduled. I'm sorry for the offer. I completely forgot. May's an independent VTuber, and mightily popular one at that. Sometimes she brings me on as a guest. There have been many times when we have played rounds of Game Scare while she streamed. Tonight, though, she was doing a just chatting stream. Oh, it's fine, May. Maybe in their time. In their time. I pull out my phone to check and see if Laura has messaged me yet. She's supposed to come walk me to work. I checked the lock screen. It's empty. Not a single message from her. Would touch me, or something like it has to be distracting her. Have you guys heard from Layla today? I haven't. Yeah, she's going to be extra busy at the shelter today. I'm going to walk you instead. As long as someone walks me, I don't care who. There's been so many attacks and disappearances happening in our town recently. Heck, I was a victim of an attack recently. And saved by Yandere. If it weren't for Takeda, I would be dead. I'm good for the heaps nearby. Speak of Takeda, out of the corner of my eye, I spot him making his way over to me. My phone begins ringing and buzzing. Looking down at it, I notice it's my alarm for work. Glancing over to May, who's still stuffing her face full of pizza, I push off my knees and stood. I begin making my way towards the door to the outside. The cafeteria has settled down at this point. Not many people are left standing in favor of eating. Some of my classmates are on their laptops. They seem to be trying to get caught up on downloading PDFs their classes require. Continuing on my path towards the door, Takeda comes closer and closer towards me. He seems determined to speak with me as he draws near. Lion, would you like me to? I push past him, denying him the opportunity to speak to me. My conversations with him today have all ended awkwardly, and I'm in a hurry to get home at that moment. Sorry, I have work right now. It's later. I didn't mean to be rude, but I had to keep it brief. I don't dare turn around to look at his face. If he was wearing a sad expression, I would feel terrible for this. Lion, way up! Don't leave me behind! No, should I way up? I'm gonna probably do the bad ending and say, no, I'm already late. No, I'll be late if I slow down. I hear May call out to me, but honestly, I'm already halfway through the cafeteria, so I don't see why she should walk with me. I'll walk alone since I'm already almost out. I'll shout back at her, when she nods at me and turn back around, walking back to sit with Finian, and I continue walking down towards exit. Even with the attacks in the area, I don't think that they would attack me in broad daylight. Plus, I think we have a vampire watching us. Almost all the report attacks have taken place at night. Because of vampires. The fact makes it scary that I'm walking home alone after work tonight. Walking home alone was what caused my attack the other day. I need to stop thinking about it like that. Yeah, plus those thoughts to the back of my mind. I can see the street corner in the distance, the lamppost coming into view, which promotes me to walk faster. I'm almost home. I come upon my driveway and begin walking to the door. Taking out my house key, I notice my door was already unlocked. Weird, I must have left it unlocked this morning. Which would make sense because I was in such a rush to get out the door this morning. Speak of rush, what time is it? I put my phone out and press the power button, causing the screen to light up, revealing the time. If I start getting ready now, I should be on time. Might be late if I'm too slow. Get ready quickly. Oh no, I'm gonna take my time. I have time to spare, so I take my time getting ready. I walk, I walk myself to my bedroom and calmly put on my work clothes. Looking good. I walk outside, walk to my door, and head to work. Walk into the cafe. I take a deep inhale, taking all the scents of our coffee and cakes. I make my way towards the counter. Search around the front. I don't see my boss. They must be in the back. With that thought, I begin walking towards the back. Waving my way around the tables, I enter the doors to the back. There they were, simply taking inventory. We make all our cakes from scratch. So if we are close to running out, follow my boss orders some more. I make a noticeable noise as I approach, try not to spare them. I think they could just go to the grocery store too, if they run out right then and there. I've seen it happen. Hey, what am I doing what am I doing today? They tell me that I will be manning the register today. No Becky for me. I make my way towards my station for the day. Time flies by me before a familiar face walks through the doors, triggering the shop bell to ring. The shop bell rings, and I need to direct my attention to the door. As the door opens, my gaze is drawn to the person who just walked in. Looking over them, I notice it's Finian. He notices me right away and confidently approaches me. I look at the time and realize my shift was about to end. Finian occasionally comes to pick me up at the end of my shift, so when I see him come through the door, it's my cue that it's about time for me to go. So we don't have to walk alone. Vian's consideration for me in this manner sometimes makes me feel like a bad friend. I may not always be watching out for him, but I will always be there for him. My thoughts were taking a hold of me, and I didn't realize Vian has gone so close to the register before he just said, "Hey, I thought I would drop by and have a little chat with you." What did you want to talk about, Finn? He looks at me, and then he noticeably shifts in his demeanor. Whatever he was about to say was about to be uncomfortable. I know you just met Takeda and all, but I don't know how I feel about you hanging out with him so much just yet. Like, what do I just went to class with him? Why, you want me to drop the class? He normally wouldn't tell me that he doesn't want me to talk to somebody. He just really is uncomfortable with his presence or something. I didn't know how I feel about Finian trying to tell me who I should hang out with. Yeah, I'm hanging out with him. I want to see the vampire. I think he's a vampire. I know it's probably because he cares about. I think Maze might be too. I know it's probably because he cares, but he might be a vampire too. Maybe all of them. Wait, is it because he cares? Because I know there's vampire in here. Is it because you're worried or jealous? Honestly, I think he's harmless, and I share a class with him. I think that you should give him a chance to meet you before you try and say anything like that. I trust your judgment, but remember what happened the last time. What last time? What he means by the last time is when Leia befriended our guy. But honestly, I think this time will be different. Okay, what happened with our guy? Takeda wasn't putting me in harm's way, and he saved me from danger. Just give him a chance. That's more than you gave the last guy. Fans gaze soften, and he breaks eye contact with me. He takes a long deep breath and exhales in one long sigh. Okay, but this time, be a little more cautious. I know you always rely on me, but you don't rely on May very much. You're worrying her. I'm going to. I'm not going to respond to that. It's one thing to be jealous, but it's quite another to come into my workplace and criticize my friendship with May. Fian looked me into the eyes and then turned away defeated. He definitely picked on my irritated expression. Anyway, moving on. Do you want anything? Or did you simply come to talk and criticize me? I was half teasing, half not. You came in here cruelly to chastise and upset me. There's no reason you should be doing that at my workplace. No less, I'm about to clock out. Features flash a shock of expression in my direction. He appears to think about ordering before making his decision. Well, given that I'm already here. He comes closer to the counter and begins looking over our menu. Finn never orders off the menu. Finn never orders off the menu. As if on cue, he scoots over towards the display case, peering inside. He looks over everything inside and scrunches his face. He gazes back towards me. Are these fresh? Yeah, made them about an hour ago. He takes his gaze back towards our display case, scanning over everything inside the case again. When his eyes land on Pacific pastry. To get a closer look, he leans down and scans the pastry, bringing his hand up to point directly at the pastry he wants. I also crouch and look at Finian, who acknowledges me with a smile. He always has a genuine smile. It wasn't always like this. When we were younger, he really smiled. He was expressionless, but he also didn't show much emotion. He still has difficulty expressing himself emotionally at times. I think we all do sometimes. Personally, I believe he was afraid that what others would think of it. His smile was never anything less than beautiful. If you ask me, I think YN. I was gonna say YN. Fian starred me, caused me to fall flat on my butt. YN, are you right? Before Finian has a chance to mount the counter, the bell rings again and their customer enters. When the sound hits Finn's ears, he turns towards the door and lets out a deep sigh. I push myself off the ground and brush my rear, regain my composure. After I finish, I, too, look over to the door. Yay! When I do, my focus shifts to Takada. I have to do his route. He appears nervous, scanning his surroundings. He looks over to the sitting area, seeming taking note of everyone there. Now them appear to pique his interest. When he sees me, he gives me a warm smile. Oh, I see this little vein and a heart. His eyes are just heart-shaped. Finn audibly groans, and Takada walks up behind him, forming a line. Finn groans, but Takada does not appear to notice. Hi, welcome to Cuddle Cafe. Cuddle Coffee and Pastry. I'll be with you in just a minute. After giving me a nod, Takada stands idly behind Finian. Finian's attention this whole time was on Takada, his gaze never believing him. I clear my throat, and Finian looks back towards me, his previous hard expression softening at the sight of me. Oh yeah, can you pack up my pastry? Yeah, coming right up. I reach for the tongs and then into the case, grasping the pastry and the tongs. I place it onto a branded plastic bag. Hiding the bag to Finian, our fingers brush together. My face flushes deep crimson, and I avoid eye contact with Finn. Finn takes out his card and taps it against the card terminal. Oh, so they have tap. The receipt first pastry points, and I pull it off the printer, handing it to him. I still glance at Takada and notice him staring at Finian. His usual expression, which he shows me, is no longer visible. He seems angry. Yeah, I am. I can't quite tell. I've never seen an expression so tense before. Finian moves out of the line and allows Takada to pass him. This doesn't stop Finn from glaring daggers at Takada. Before I know it, Takada is standing in front of the counter. He scans the menu line by line, seemingly trying his best to make a decision. He scrunches his face slightly, tilting his head to the side, frustrated. He looks back up at me. I can't help but notice he looks pretty in soft lighting of the cafe. His features look so much more pronounced. In less lighting. Hey Wyan, what would you recommend I order? Taka seems to be blushing. Did I say that out loud? Are you sure? You may not like it. He looks down at me, peering into my eyes, examining me. His gaze is tense. I get the feeling that he really wants my answer honestly. Well, at least he doesn't like what I say. He doesn't have to wear it. I'm just gonna go with raspberry muffin because I like raspberries. Raspberry muffin. I think you might like the raspberry muffin we baked a while ago. Yeah, fresh is always better. And it's also red colored strawberries too. Takada looks at me. He peers into my eyes, seemingly satisfied with my answer. His gaze is piercing, that almost like he could see right into my soul. It's comforting. Almost like he would accept me no matter what. As if he's a yandere. If it weren't for the color of his eyes, I would say that I could get lost in them. Wow, weird thoughts. Cool it, Wyan. Then that's what I'll have. When he speaks up this time, I notice his voice doesn't have that same scratch it did earlier in the day. When he talks now, it sounds comfortable. I think he had some blood. Strange. I got the impression his voice would take a while before it got to that point. But what do I know? Water would help with that too. I noticed as I began searching for the tongs that Takada had begun working inside of our class displays out of his vantage point. Maybe he wants to gauge the freshness of our pastries. Taka leans down, confirming my suspicions, hovers over the display case, and points towards the pastry inside the display. To get a better view, I crouch down, peering up at him from behind the glass. He shoots me a confident smile, looking at me lovely. Wait, lovely? Oh, he's so cute. And yes, I see the fangs. Am I reading him wrong? No, just look at his fangs. Yes, I'm gonna lay out with him first. So he is looking at me lovely. Lovely. The glasses probably cloud my vision of his expression. Oh, and also, I'll have that cherry pastry. Taka yanked me out of my thoughts. He had been pointing at this cherry pastry for more than a minute now. I paused for a moment, flushed, feeling his gaze fixed on me, my cheeks burning. I keep having wild thoughts about this man, and they're unfound, and yeah, coming right up. Will that be all for you? It's like, yeah, you too. Fian groaned again, taking my attention back to him. I shoot him a glare, and he looks away. Sorry, Fian. I already When I first saw him, I was already going, he's going to be my route. The first route I go for. Turn my attention back to Takada. He nods his head at me, tilting it slightly, watching me as I place his things inside our branded plastic bags. I stand back and place the bag gently on the counter. Takada swiftly pulls out his card and pays for his order. The receipt for his pastry prints, and I pull it off the printer, handing it to him. His fingers brush against my own, and he shudders. He breaks eye contact with me and quickly looks away. I'm going to have to tease him. How did you know I worked here? Are you following me? I wouldn't mind it. Taka scans my features, seemingly nervous about how they answer. He looks down towards his hand and claps against them. Also, we're literally almost done with our shift. He just came in. He's definitely not stalking us. Okay, he is most likely. He's half closed. He half closes his eyes. It almost looks like he's focused really hard on something, trying to make a quick decision. He looks up at me, his eyes almost pleading with me to change the topic. Well, I was just teasing. It's not like you followed me here. If you did, it'd probably be boring. I've been here for hours. I cut him off before he could finish the sentence. It was difficult to watch. Oh no, it'll be his favorite streaming service. Watching us. Was he really about to answer that? I can't embarrass him on the second counter. Fane looks up at the golden opportunity. Fane looks at as if a golden opportunity had presented itself before him. How did you know? Fane presses the topic. Is he serious? Yeah, he is. He's trying to block him. Taka looks over towards Vinian, squints his eyes at him, and looking at his face over, he grins. I actually didn't know she worked here. I just come here often. Takada answers confidently. You do? How come I never see you in? Must not be on your shift. Fan doesn't look satisfied with the answer. Then what's with the time deviation today? Fan, I was just teasing. Drop it. I said finally, and Finian looked away, defeated. I glanced towards the time on my phone. Silently, I looked back at them, an idea popping into my head. Actually, I'm about to clock out for today. Do you guys want to do something when I clock out? Taka's face flushed deep shade of red. He seems to ponder for the moment, but before he could misunderstand, I speak up again. To make up for me running off after you saved me, it'll be my treat if I want to make it up to you. Taka's features drop. He seems slightly flattered, but he responds nevertheless. Actually, can't go out today. Maybe we could go out on our time. That is, if I could contact you, actually. Can I get your number? His voice was shaking slightly as he asked me for my number. It must have taken a lot of courage to ask me that. In the few hours I'd known him, he has seemed quite timid. Taking a moment to ponder, I decided to give him my number. Give me your number. Without hesitation, he hands me his phone, already opened to put in a new number. Taking his phone, I cross-referenced my own and put in my number. I look at the contact for a moment to verify, and I handed him his phone back. Hand his phone back to him. He takes his phone back and shoots me a text, resulting in a ding from my phone. He looks back at me, satisfied. Did he think I gave him a fake number? Smart. He nods at me slightly and grabs his bag before turning around and walking out of the store, resulting in a ding from our shop bell. I can't today either. That's fine, maybe another time. I thought you were gonna walk me home. Fan nods at me before he also turns to his heel and walks out of the shop door. You know, he was literally said he was gonna walk me home. Looking back at the time, I breathe a sign of relief when I realized I'm off the clock. I get my things, clock out, and begin walking home. After I arrive home, I drop my bag to the floor in my living room. Kicking my bag to the side, I sit on my stool and take off my clothes. Today wasn't too eventful, but it was definitely full. Work, new classes weren't overly hectic. Maybe I could catch Maya's stream. I thought about hopping on her stream for a moment before I decide not to. She gets embarrassed if our friend group watches without telling her first. Layla is always tuned in, but I would never tell May that. She'll die from shame. I'm exhausted. I'll just watch something to go to bed. I'm too exhausted to sit on my couch, even though I would like to. So I will just go to bed and lie down. With that, I walk towards my room, a cool breeze wafting over me. This distant smell of grass gave way that I forgot to lock and close and lock the window again, or someone's breaking in. I make sure to close and lock it this time. I walk over and slightly close and flip the hatch of my window. Sure, it won't open it on its own. Oh, it will open on its own. Definitely has some help, too. I chuckle to myself, and I fall into sleep and pull out my phone, unlocking it. Just which one of you will open it would be the question. Normally I will sit at my desk, but tonight was different. I think I'll watch something tonight. What should I watch? I'm gonna go with horror, because I'm definitely trying to do Taco, because I know he's a vampire. He's our Yandere. There two are our friends that are human. Or, how about a horror movie? I can use a good scare. I put on a movie and prop my phone on my nightstand, making sure it was plugged up. I set a timer for it to automatically turn black and cuddle into bed. I pass out after watching a movie for a while, eager to see what tomorrow would bring. And that was day 1 of Limerence and Moonlight. I gonna do day 2 in a couple of days. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and comment down below. I'll see you guys next time.